What if I told you that right now, beneath our feet, lie ancient secrets that defy everything we know about history? From a tomb so dangerous that even after 2,000 years, no one dares to open it, to massive stone blocks that weigh more than a Boeing jet and still have scientists scratching their heads, to an ancient map that shows Antarctica before it was covered in ice, centuries before it was even discovered. These aren't conspiracy theories. These are real archaeological mysteries that modern science still cannot explain. Today on Daily Cam TV, we're diving deep into 7 unsolved mysteries that cannot be explained. Ancient wonders so baffling, they challenge the very fabric of human history. Some will make you question everything you've been taught. Others might reveal that ancient civilizations knew far more than we ever imagined. But fair warning, once you see these mysteries, you'll never look at history the same way again. So buckle up, because what you're about to discover is just the beginning. Stick around until the end, because mystery number 1 will absolutely blow your mind. Let's dive in.
Göbekli Tepe. Buried beneath the parched soil and stony hills of the Anatolian Plateau in Turkey, Göbekli Tepe remained silent and forgotten by history until the end of the 20th century. In 1994, when German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt struck the earth with his first shovel at this spot, no one could have imagined he was about to shake the very foundations of what we thought we knew about human history. For what gradually emerged at Göbekli Tepe left the world in awe. Hidden deep underground were massive circles of limestone pillars, each column rising up to 6 meters tall and weighing dozens of tons. Even more astonishing is the age of this site, more than 11,000 years old, meaning it predates the invention of the wheel, the discovery of agriculture, even the use of metal. It is a relic older than both the Egyptian pyramids and Stonehenge. These T-shaped pillars are not only monumental in size, but are also intricately carved with depictions of animals, lions, wild cattle, foxes, snakes, as well as countless abstract symbols. Every carving reads like a silent story, a testament to the worldview, beliefs, and imagination of prehistoric communities. The sheer sophistication of the work has left researchers questioning who conceived, designed, and built such a colossal wonder. The greatest paradox is that Göbekli Tepe is believed to have been built by groups of hunter-gatherers, societies long thought to be scattered and incapable of organizing such a monumental project. This very discovery has forced scientists to rethink the connection between religion, belief, and the rise of complex societies. Even stranger, around 8000 BC, the ancient builders deliberately buried the temple, as if determined to seal its secrets away forever. That mysterious decision is what allowed the site to remain almost perfectly preserved for thousands of years. Today, as Göbekli Tepe's ancient stones are brought into the light for the first time in millennia, they do more than rewrite our understanding of the past. They raise a host of questions that have yet to be answered. Could it be that human history is far deeper and more complex than we ever imagined? And how many more secrets still slumber beneath the earth, waiting to be discovered? Baalbek megaliths. Hidden within the Bekaa Valley of Lebanon, once a crossroads for ancient civilizations, the old town of Baalbek has long stood at the center of one of the greatest architectural mysteries in human history. Upon arriving here, no one could suspect that behind these age-old ruins lie stone blocks so enormous that their size and weight defy both the imagination and the limits of modern engineering. At the heart of this enigma are the 3 famous stones known as the Trilithon, each block nearly 20 meters long, over 4 meters high, and weighing between 750 and 800 tons. To put it in perspective, each stone is as large as a Boeing airliner. These massive blocks are stacked atop one another, forming the foundation for the legendary Temple of Jupiter, a structure built by the Romans in the 1st century AD. Yet the sheer weight and scale of these stones far surpass anything the Roman civilization was thought to be capable of. There is no record of any Roman lifting device or construction tool capable of moving stones of such staggering mass. Not far away, right at an ancient quarry, even larger blocks have been found. Among them is the stone of the pregnant woman, weighing nearly 1,000 tons, another block weighing 1,242 tons, and most remarkably, in 2014, archaeologists uncovered a stone weighing a staggering 1,650 tons, regarded as the largest stone block ever known to mankind. Strikingly, these giant stones remain in the quarry, posing a tremendous question about the true intentions and capabilities of the ancients. Numerous theories have been put forth to explain the mystery of Baalbek. Some researchers believe the Romans used wooden rollers and earthen ramps to transport the stones from the quarry to the construction site. Yet this theory quickly reveals its weakness, for the Roman cranes could only lift between 60 and 100 tons at most, while the blocks here are many times heavier. Moreover, there is no evidence that they ever used a coordinated system of machines to solve this challenge. For this reason, many scholars now believe that the foundation of the Temple of Jupiter actually predates the Romans, perhaps belonging to a civilization much older and more advanced. They point to striking similarities between Baalbek and other megalithic structures around the world, such as the Sacsayhuaman fortress in Peru and the Egyptian pyramids. Could it be that ancient humanity possessed technologies far beyond what we know today? Despite decades of research, the secret of the giant stones at Baalbek remains unresolved. There are no ancient records describing how this feat was accomplished. The tools used have left no trace. All that remains are the silent stones themselves, defying the passage of time and resisting every effort humanity has made to unlock their mystery. Giant of Castelnau, the discovery of an ancient giant. In the winter of 1890, in a small village called Castelnau-le-Lez, the anthropologist Georges Vacher de Lapouge unearthed 3 enormous bone fragments from a burial mound dating back to the Bronze Age. These fragments belong to a human who stood over 11 feet tall, a height that far surpasses every conventional standard of our species. Was this truly evidence of a race of giants that once walked the earth, or merely the result of a strange and improbable mistake? When Georges Vacher de Lapouge began his archaeological work in Castelnau-le-Lez, he never expected to encounter 3 remarkable bones: a section of a femur, part of a tibia, and a piece believed to be from an arm bone. The measurements, published in the journal La Nature in 1890, showed that these bones were twice the size of modern human bones. The femur measured 14 centimeters across, with a circumference of 16 centimeters. The tibia was 26 centimeters long, and the arm fragment was unusually large. Based on these calculations, Lapouge estimated that the individual must have stood 3.5 meters tall and weighed several hundred kilograms. He went so far as to insist that these were unquestionably human bones, despite their extraordinary size. The fragments were later sent to the University of Montpellier for expert analysis. Leading figures in zoology, paleontology, and anatomy all agreed that the bones belonged to a very tall race, though they also noted the possibility of pathological growth. Just a few years later, further reports emerged. Giant skulls and large bone fragments were discovered near Montpellier, believed to have come from people between 10 and 15 feet tall. These remains were sent to the French Academy of Sciences, but afterward, they vanished without a trace, leaving modern science unable to follow their trail. The Castelnau mystery only deepened as modern scholars began to question the origin of these bones. In 2022, anthropologist Catherine Hakanyan proposed that they might have simply been the bones of a giant bear that once roamed prehistoric Europe. In the 19th century, it was not uncommon for large animal bones to be mistaken for human remains, especially when anatomical knowledge was still limited. But if these were merely animal bones, why did the Montpellier experts of that time confirm them as human? And why, to this day, has no modern study ever re-examined these fragments? The story of the giant of Castelnau is not merely a question for archaeology. It opens a doorway into the realm of myth and legend. From the Cyclops of ancient Greece to the Nephilim in the Bible, almost every culture has tales of giants who once walked the earth. In Castelnau, villagers still speak of a cave that once sheltered a giant, and 19th century newspapers claimed that Lapouge's discovery might be the key to unraveling those ancient legends. Some have even speculated that these bones are traces of a lost civilization, or perhaps of extraterrestrial visitors, though no scientific evidence has ever been produced. Still, the world of archaeology is not without its hoaxes and exaggerations, often driven by religious or financial motives. The Cardiff Giant, a stone statue buried to fool the American public in 1869, is one famous example. Yet, the fact that leading experts in Montpellier examined and verified the Castelnau bones in 1890 makes the hoax theory harder to accept in this particular case. Today, the bones that once shocked the world have disappeared from all collections, their whereabouts unknown, and they have never been re-examined with modern technology. The question of the giant of Castelnau's origin remains unanswered. If such a being truly existed, why has no further evidence ever surfaced in a region so rich in archaeological sites? And if it is all just legend, why does this story endure, continuing to challenge the curiosity of humankind? Tomb of Qin Shi Huang. Beneath the green hills of Shaanxi Province, China, there lies a place where history and legend have yet to reach their deepest end. This is the tomb of Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unite all of China. For more than 2,000 years, this mausoleum has remained perfectly intact. It is protected not only by an army of imposing terracotta warriors, but also by countless stories of hidden treasures, deadly traps, and secrets never revealed. While the famous terracotta army has been unearthed and become one of the world's greatest archaeological wonders, the central chamber of the tomb, where the most powerful emperor in Chinese history rests, remains completely untouched and unexplored. The tomb complex is located near Xi'an, spanning an immense area of 56 square kilometers. Construction began when Qin Shi Huang was only a 13-year-old boy and was only completed after his death. According to ancient records, over 700,000 laborers were mobilized to create this mausoleum, a figure far surpassing any other structure of its time. Surrounding the tomb are hundreds of burial pits, each filled with clay soldiers, war horses, and chariots. Every single statue was crafted with meticulous detail, their faces and armor distinct from one another, as if each figure had once truly lived in history. The historian Sima Qian once described the tomb as a magnificent underground palace, a microcosm of the emperor's entire kingdom. According to the chronicles, inside the tomb are flowing rivers of mercury, representing the great rivers of China, designed to run eternally through the chamber. The ceiling of the tomb was inlaid with pearls to recreate a sky full of stars, while treasures, palaces, and even officials were buried to serve the emperor in the afterlife. There were even automatic traps, like crossbows set to fire at intruders, to protect the secrets of the tomb from any who might dare enter. Legend has it that many craftsmen who built the tomb were buried alive afterward to ensure no one could ever reveal its true entrance. Today, modern surveys using advanced technology have confirmed that beneath the massive mound lies a mysterious structure, and the soil in the area contains unusually high concentrations of mercury, perfectly matching Sima Qian's ancient descriptions. Yet, not a single archaeologist has dared to dig deeper. The most important reason is that experts fear any attempt to excavate the tomb now would result in the permanent destruction of whatever remains inside. When the terracotta army was first discovered, the vibrant colors of the statues vanished within minutes of exposure to air. Furthermore, the mercury in the soil poses a significant danger to both people and the environment. If not handled with extreme care, the consequences could be akin to a massive chemical spill. Moreover, preservation technology for fragile materials such as silk, ancient paper, or important documents is still not truly ready for such an enormous task. Beyond scientific reasons, there are also deep spiritual and cultural factors at play. In China, imperial tombs are considered sacred ground. To disturb them would be seen as an affront to the ancestors and to national history itself. The tomb of Qin Shi Huang is even more special, for he is a symbol of unity and absolute power. Not only ordinary citizens, but even the government, are extremely cautious about releasing survey data, and many believe there may be secrets within the tomb that the world is simply not ready to face. Some bold theories even suggest the tomb could hold ancient knowledge far beyond our understanding, or perhaps evidence of a once advanced civilization or lost technologies. Today, millions of visitors come each year to marvel at the terracotta army. Yet the central burial mound, believed to hold the emperor's actual tomb, still stands undisturbed, a silent reminder of a past filled with mystery and power. Devil's Bible. Within the archives of Sweden's National Library lies one of the most haunting and enigmatic manuscripts ever crafted by human hands, the Codex Gigas, also known as the Devil's Bible. Regarded as the largest surviving medieval manuscript, the Codex Gigas astonishes not only with its colossal size, but also with the dark and chilling legends that have surrounded it for nearly 800 years. The manuscript weighs nearly 75 kilograms, measures 92 centimeters long, 50 centimeters wide, and 22 centimeters thick, so large that even a grown adult must use both arms just to move it. Experts estimate that it would have taken hundreds of sheets of calfskin to produce its massive pages. But its size is not the only thing that makes the Codex Gigas famous. What truly elevates it to legend are the stories of curses and supernatural powers that have become attached to the book. According to a legend passed down since the 13th century, the manuscript was written by a Benedictine monk in Bohemia, a land that is now part of the Czech Republic. This monk had committed a terrible crime and was sentenced to be walled up alive in the monastery. a punishment among the most horrifying of the Middle Ages. Desperate and terrified, he pleaded for his life, promising that if given one night, he could produce a manuscript containing all human knowledge, from the Bible to the sciences of history, medicine, and magic. Knowing the task was impossible for any mortal, the monk is said to have made a plea to the devil. According to legend, Satan himself appeared and helped him finish the manuscript in a single night, in exchange for the monk's soul. In gratitude, the monk painted a gigantic portrait of the devil in the very center of the book, a demonic image unlike anything seen in any other biblical manuscript on earth. Yet this story is only legend. In reality, researchers have determined that the Codex Gigas was completed in the early 13th century at the Padla Ice Monastery. But what continues to astonish modern scholars is the perfect consistency of handwriting and style across all 620 pages. It appears as though the book was written by a single hand, possibly over many years. Inside the Codex, Gigas is not only the entire Latin Bible, but also texts on history, anatomy, magic, astrology, and even catalogs of demons and spells. Most striking of all is the enormous illustration of Satan, with glowing eyes, a red tongue, and razor-sharp claws, positioned in the middle of the manuscript. This image has convinced many that the book is cursed, and that whoever possesses it is doomed to misfortune or catastrophe. Over the centuries, the Devil's Bible has witnessed countless upheavals. It was once seized by Swedish forces as a prize during the 30 Years' War and taken to Stockholm in 1648, where it remains preserved to this day. There are tales that wherever the manuscript appears, disaster follows, disease, war, or even the collapse of dynasties. Today, the Codex Gigas continues to draw thousands of scholars, theologians, and mystery seekers from all over the world. And until the Codex Gigas is fully deciphered, it will remain a symbol of obsession, curiosity, and the endless quest to uncover secrets that humanity has yet to understand. Longyu Caves. Hidden deep beneath the lush green rice fields of Longyu County, Zhejiang Province, China, lies one of the greatest archaeological mysteries ever encountered by modern history. It is known as the Longyu Caves Complex. The story of Longyu began entirely by chance in the summer of 1992, when a local farmer decided to drain the water from a large natural pit near his home to expand it. He had no idea that beneath the still surface of the water lay a vast space, a massive cavern with perfectly flat walls, covered in evenly carved patterns that seemed as if they had been made by modern machinery. This discovery sparked immense curiosity and excitement throughout the village. The locals continued to pump water from other pits nearby, and soon, before their eyes, appeared an entire underground city of more than 20 interconnected caves. What makes Longyu a mystery that defies every theory is the sheer perfection of its engineering and scale. Each cave rises more than 30 meters high, with walls that have been smoothed and sculpted to a flawless finish. The domed ceilings and pillars are laid out in precise harmony, and every surface is covered with parallel wave-like carvings, running in unbroken lines from the ceilings to the stone floors. No human remains or artifacts have ever been found, nothing to indicate that any community ever lived or labored here. Who built the Longyu Caves? According to archaeologists, based on the erosion of the stone and other geological factors, the complex could be more than 2,000 years old, dating to the Qin or early Han dynasty. And yet, not a single ancient Chinese chronicle makes any mention of Longyu. How could such a massive undertaking vanish entirely from the historical record? Many theories have been proposed, but each one only leads to more unanswered questions. Some suggest the caves were ancient granaries, wartime shelters, or even forgotten royal tombs. A few Western researchers lean toward the idea that Longyu was a sacred site, or perhaps a secret ceremonial center. Most striking of all, the nearly identical carved patterns in every single cave suggest that the project was executed under unified direction, using skills that far exceeded the standards of any known ancient civilization. Could this be the legacy of a civilization we have never known, or the product of construction techniques now lost to time, beyond the imagination of the modern world? Today, the Longyu Caves still lie quietly beneath the farmland, a testament to the creative power and the enduring mysteries of those who came before us. And until some deeper secret is revealed, the Longyu Caves will remain a reminder that human history is filled with unwritten pages, unanswered questions, and a quest to understand the true origins and meaning of wonders like Longyu that will continue to captivate generations of explorers. Tomb of Genghis Khan. Beneath the vast skies and endless steppes of Mongolia lies a mystery that has endured for more than 8 centuries, one that no one has yet been able to unravel. This is the lost tomb of Genghis Khan, the man who forged the greatest empire in human history. Despite being one of the most renowned conquerors of all time, his final resting place has left no trace. How could the burial site of such a legendary emperor vanish without a single clue? And does his tomb truly hold the legendary treasures gathered from across the Mongol Empire? Somewhere among the wild mountains and boundless grasslands of northern Mongolia, the tomb of Genghis Khan remains beyond the reach of archaeologists, explorers, and treasure hunters alike. He died in 1227, yet to this day, no one has been able to determine exactly where he was buried. Unlike famous tombs such as the terracotta army of Qin Shi Huang or the Egyptian pyramids, Genghis Khan's burial site has left not the slightest sign on the surface. According to legend, he himself requested to be buried in absolute secrecy, leaving no trace for future generations. Even the secret history of the Mongols, the oldest surviving chronicle of Mongol history, mentions only the year of his death, saying nothing about his final resting place. Marco Polo, who lived under the rule of Genghis Khan's grandson, even wrote that the Mongols themselves did not know where the tomb was located. Folk tales recount that after Genghis Khan died during a military campaign in northern China, his body was brought back to Mongolia. To keep the location a secret, the escort party reportedly killed every person they encountered along the journey home. Some legends go further, claiming that 2,000 people who attended the funeral were executed and that those who carried out this grim task were themselves killed, so that no one would ever know the truth. 1,000 horses were said to have been driven across the burial ground to erase all traces. Other stories speak of rivers being diverted to flood the tomb, or entire forests planted to conceal it. One particularly moving tale tells of a young camel buried with the emperor, and for years afterward, the mother camel returned to weep at the grave, helping Genghis Khan's descendants locate their ancestors' resting place. Yet to this day, no document has ever revealed the true location. For decades, countless theories have been proposed regarding the final resting place of Genghis Khan. Most researchers believe the tomb lies somewhere near Burkhan Khaldun, the sacred mountain where he was born and where he once prayed before uniting the Mongol tribes. Some archaeologists have used drones and modern imaging technology to search for anomalies, but every excavation effort has been blocked by local residents, who regard the land as holy and will not permit it to be disturbed. There have even been projects using satellite imagery and crowdsourcing, involving tens of thousands of volunteers analyzing data, yet the results remain nothing more than unresolved theories. The mystery of Genghis Khan's tomb goes beyond its physical location. It is believed that if ever found, the site could hold enormous treasures and priceless artifacts from across the empire, stretching from China to Persia. Some tell of guardian spirits, deadly curses, and bizarre accidents that have befallen expeditions seeking the tomb. But for the Mongolian people, what matters most is the respect owed to their national hero. Genghis Khan was not only a conqueror, he laid the foundation for religious freedom, a postal system, even paper currency. They believe his wishes must be honored, and any intrusion would be seen as a grave insult to their ancestors. Today, despite the march of technology, the Kentiai region remains a remote, nearly inaccessible wilderness, and the tomb of Genghis Khan remains forever out of humanity's grasp. Should this mystery ever be solved, the discovery could rival the unearthing of the terracotta army or the rediscovery of lost ancient scrolls. Yet perhaps, his tomb will always remain a part of legend, protected by the vast steppe, the silent rivers, and the shadows of galloping horses racing endlessly through history. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. If you found these mysteries fascinating, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our upcoming journeys. See you in the next video.